Welcome back, each and everyone watching Mama Rugogasawa Television. Thank you for being with us. You're going to be with me, Kamika Gislaine. Now let's kick off with the news headlines. Rwanda asks DRC to respect Washington Peace Accords. Investors hail Rwanda Trade and Investment Law Show 2025. On the international news, 24 schoolgirls abducted from Kebbi in Nigeria rescued. Now let's take a short break to be back on the news details. Welcome back. Research news in Rwanda. Minister of Foreign Affairs Nduhungirehe Olivier has reaffirmed that peace agreement between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo is already in force and not up for negotiation. Speaking to Radio France Internationale, he reminded that the accord was signed on June 27, 2025 in Washington, and that joint security expert meetings have since been held to advance its implementation. Minister Nduhungirehe said initial collaborative efforts show that process toward restoring regional security is moving in the right direction. However, he warned that the main challenge remains the DRC's failure to implement the agreed terms, accusing Kinshasa warplanes and drones targeting both AFC M23 positions and civilian areas inhabited by Banyamulenge and Tutsi communities in South Kivu. The minister stressed that dismantling the FDLR, whose members include perpetrators of the genocide against the Tutsi, is essential, claiming the group remains integrated within Congolese forces. He reiterated that Rwanda will lift its security measures only once the FDLR is eliminated. Nduhungirehe also highlighted ongoing relief efforts and criticized the DRC for seeking sanctions instead of honoring the peace agreements. Moving ahead, the President of Senate of Rwanda, Dr. Karinda François-Xavier, received Ambassador of France to Rwanda, Olelilia Gune, to discuss strengthening relations and cooperation between the Senates of two countries. Dr. Karinda stressed that Rwanda is ready to continue good cooperation with France, praising the role of the country against those who want to deny and minimize the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. Turning to the next story, Rwandan and international investors have praised the outcome of the Rwanda Trade and Investment Roadshow 2025, an annual forum organized by Equity Group and held in Kigali from November 24th to 26th. The event brought together more than 300 participants from over 20 countries across Africa, Europe, Asia, and America to explore investment opportunities and strengthen partnerships. Investors from 17 sectors, including technology, agriculture, industry, finance, tourism, energy, and healthcare, said the forum renewed their confidence in expanding operation in Rwanda and the wider East African region. Entrepreneur Sinajila of Enterprise Urwebuto say the event helped him connect with global industries and identify potential new market. Ethiopia investor Sarah Iseka, founder of Sashel, noted that meeting businesses, leaders, and financial institutions would support her plans to expand into Rwanda's industrial sector. Equity Group CEO Dr. James Mwangi highlighted Rwanda's stable investment-friendly environment, while Equity Bank Rwanda CEO Hannington Namara emphasized collaboration with government agencies. Participants also turned toward industries and key investment sites with follow-up discussion planned over the next year. Now let's take a short break to be back on the international news.
Properties niyo kampani ya mbere kandi y'abanyamwuga mu kubaka inzu zigezweho kandi udahenzwe. Dream Properties muri iminsi ya promotion kuri service zose, aho hari igabanyirizwa ridasanzwe, bakaba bahanga mu gukora ibishushanyo by'amazu byihariye ku buryo inzu yawe nta handi wayibona ku isi. Dream Properties bakora finissage y'amazu mu buryo bwihariye. Dream Properties bagufasha kuvugurura inzu yawe kandi ikajyana n'igihe ndetse igasa neza. Bakora interior design, exterior design, bakora ibikoni bigezweho, gutunganya inzu z'ubucuruzi ndetse bakanagusabira autorisation de bâtir ku buntu. Tandukana no kubaka inzu idahwanye n'amafaranga washoyeho. Turabanyamwuga kandi turizi, kabone niyo waba uri kure tukubakira nk'uyibereye. Duhamagare kuri 079 48 86 053. Wanasura website yacu wa dreampropertyrwanda.com no ku mbuga nkoranyambaga zose bitwa Dream Properties _Rwa. Dukorera mu nyubako TCB House floor ya 3. Dream Properties, your dream, our mission.
Welcome back. On the international news, all 24 schoolgirls held by Assyrians following a mass abduction last week from a school in northwestern Nigeria have been rescued, the country's president announced on Tuesday. Princess Mujisa has more to this story.
Let's start on the African news, where all 24 schoolgirls held by Al-Assads following a mass abduction last week from a school in northwestern Nigeria have been rescued, the country's president announced. A total of 25 girls were abducted in Rwanda's maintenance from the government Girls Comprehensive Secondary School in Kebbi, a state Moga town, but one of them was able to escape the same day, and the school's principal said the remaining 24 were all rescued, according to the statement from the President Bello Tinubu. Though no details were released about the rescue. The attack in Kebbi was a Mando, spate of the recent mass abduction in Nigeria, including a raid Friday on the St. Mary's School in North Central Niger State, in which more than 300 students and the staff from the Catholic schools were abducted. 50 students escaped over the weekend. Musa Arabi Magaji, the principal of the primary Muslim school in Kebbi, told the Associated Press that all girls had been released, but they were still in the custody of authorities. He had no immediate details of their condition. Turning to the international news, Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán is set to visit Moscow on November 28th for a meeting with the Russian President Vladimir Putin, the Hungarian online publication V-Square reported, citing the sources. Portugal has not issued any official statement on the matter. An inquiry from the TASS correspondent to the Prime Minister's press service has yet to receive a response. In a previous comment for Telegram channel, Yashir Live, Russian presidential spokesman Dmitry Peskov stated the Kremlin would formally announce any potential contact between Putin and Orbán. This report did not provide details on the specific topics Orbán intends to discuss with Putin. The publication noted the Hungarian Prime Minister and the Russian President have held 3 meetings since 2022, bringing their total encounters to 14. The most recent meeting occurred in Moscow on July 5, 2024, during a period when Orbán also visited Ukraine, China, and the United States as part of the peacekeeping mission. Concluding international news, young Russian President state list to be several significant documents were signed, symbolizing the strengthening of bilateral ties. President Vladimir Putin and President Saudi also endorsed a joint statement for the deepening of the alliance and the strategic partnership. The arguments encompassed various areas of the cooperation, including protocol amending the treaty between Russia and Gaza on the military technical collaboration. The two countries also signed an agreement between the Russian government, Akil's cabinet and ministers on ensuring the sanitary and epidemiological well-being of the population. Additionally, a legal framework was established for the operation of the representative offices of relevant authorities handling internal affairs and immigration in both countries. An agreement was also reached regarding the construction of the campus for the Bolas, Russian Slavic University in Kazakhstan. In health sector, the Russian Kazakh health minister signed a memorandum of understanding focused on cardiology, economic cooperation was also boosted through the Memorandum of Understanding on Strategic Planning between the Russian Ministry of Economic Development and Kazakh Ministry of Economy and Commerce. Furthermore, Russia Post and Kazakh Post signed an agreement of intent, secondly enhanced postal cooperation. Princess Mudisha Morgo Gasavativu.
As we come to the end of the news edition, let's remind you of the top stories that we talked about. Rwanda asks DRC to respect Washington peace accords. Investors hail Rwanda Trade and Investment Roadshow 2025. On the international news, 24 schoolgirls abducted from Kebbi in Nigeria rescued. And this marks the end of today's news edition. Stay tuned.